Blog Talk Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! A damn shot straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star frog splash! You can't stop me! 5-star frog splash! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang! The balance of power that's in! You can't stop the yin and the yang! The balance of power that's in! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip, kick you in the yell! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
All right. Hello, everybody. Happy February 18th, 2009. There's never been a February 18th, 2009 before, so make the most of it. Nor will there be another, adds SVD. This is our return, baby. Happy return to you. We have been away from the RVD radio live shows, and now we're back. The reason that we took a break is to prepare for the movie Wrong Side of Town. Here's what happened. They started prepping for the movie, and a couple weeks into it, bam, hit a major speed bump that they have been trying to recover from, which has left me on a day-by-day standby until now. Now the official word, the movie is put off until April. So that's a major rearranging for me and my schedule. This is the first official announcement. Let's see if this goes anywhere and they actually say, brought to us by RVD Radio. Wouldn't that be cool? Little plug for the first time. Because not enough people listen to this. Because everyone that listens to it loves it. And I can see why. Because everybody loves us, baby.
Everybody loves us. I love you.
I love you too. And one thing, we'll get back to that Wrong Side of Town. In fact, I'm going to have David Defalco, the writer / director / producer, on the air a little bit later to explain the official word to everybody. But you heard it here, so here we are live connecting with you again, and I'm ready to move on because there are some monsters in the headline news, and I want to discuss them. I want to talk to everybody about them. because they really get me going. I don't know why I've been watching headline news lately, but it seems like you can't miss it anyway. Before I get to that, let me apologize for saying that Fonzie was going to be here without even talking to the man. See, I got that relationship with my boys, and I don't even tell them first. And if you listen to RVD radio enough, you'll learn that I don't even tell them until during the show a lot of times, and I'll call them, oh, yeah, hey, I forgot I had you booked as a guest. Can you do it? Can't get a hold of Fonzie. Not expecting Fonzie to be on tonight. However, because it's all about balance, the power, the zen, the yin and the yang, I have something else to bring you. Totally unexpected. Didn't even book them. So this is just like a bonus for you guys. A gift from the Van Dams to you. I have reappearing after a long absence from RVD Radio, the Masterpiece!
What's going on, SVD, Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Yeah, it's been too long, and I'm just happy to be here hanging out with you guys. So the topics are going to be very interesting if you've been on for a month, so everybody buckle up. So anyways, let's go on.
Okay, cool. Masterpiece, you saw RVD on Geraldo, right?
Yeah.
I look good, huh?
Oh, yeah, you got makeup on. You look clean-shaven, too. Jeez.
Nice, bright white smile.
Yeah.
All that. And it was too fast. You know, I want to talk about my appearance there. And more than just my appearance on Geraldo, I want to talk about the subject matter, Michael Phelps, being harassed over this photograph that was ridiculous, a smokeless water pipe with Michael Phelps holding it. It started all this controversy, resulting in Kellogg's from Battle Creek, Michigan, just like RVD, dropping their endorsement of Michael Phelps. You know, their business decision, but really, they're just like that Kimberly Guilfoyle lady that was on Geraldo. Their actions keep people in the dark. That's what they do. Now is the time to step forward and to educate people on the truth. You know, Geraldo called me an advocate for ending marijuana prohibition, which of course I am, but on a much bigger level, I'm an advocate for the truth, and I see them as being one and the same. So by just educating people on the truth, they're going to see why there's no sensible reason marijuana should ever be outlawed. Okay, but past that, currently it is illegal, and in South Carolina, apparently you can get in a lot of trouble for this. Here's the deal, all right? Kimberly Guilfoyle was arguing, he broke the law. He should have to pay the same consequences as anybody. Who else besides a celebrity is going to have a photograph of them in a tabloid resulting in the arrest of 8 people that aren't even in the picture? The asshole sheriff went and arrested 8 people because of this photograph. That's not treating him like anybody else. Fortunately, he said that he will not be arresting Michael Phelps because Michael Phelps did not admit to smoking marijuana. He only apologized for being careless. Beautiful move. I thought from the get-go, I loved the way that he handled it. I don't fault Michael Phelps for not being an advocate and being proactive at this point. I wish he would absolutely come forward and say, yeah, that's right, I'm the world's greatest athlete, and I smoke pot, you know, what's up with that? You want to take another look at that Reefer Madness movie? But I understand he's got millions and millions of dollars on the line, so he's not going to do that. But at least he didn't go the other way. He didn't say, okay, I'm fucking checking myself into rehab to get off this destructive, unhealthy pattern of life that I was on, and I'm going to set myself straight, and I'm so thankful to... He didn't do that. He said, I'm sorry for being careless, which means he's sorry he got caught. I respect that, you know. That's legit. I want to talk about how everyone else feels about this, and I'll tell you, in almost 20 years of studying marijuana and its effects and researching, which it means a lot of reading, guys, not just what you're thinking. I have yet to hear one good argument for why it should be illegal. and I'm open to it. I would love to have a platform and debate somebody like Kimberly Guilfoyle. And when I was on Geraldo, of course, it was too short. I was only on for, 4 or 5 minutes, and they were all talking over me. I could have used 30 fucking minutes. I had a lot more to say. I'm glad I got a few solid points in, and I told some people some shit they didn't know because it'll stick with them. And you can bet I educated everybody in the building at Fox News, and I educated the limo driver the whole way there and the way back. And, it felt good. I mean, that's one of my passions. This thing with Michael Phelps is blown way out. I saw Bill Maher yesterday. I think it was on Larry King. And you know what was awesome? Besides myself, I thought I was the only guy. I said this. You saw that too?
I saw it.
Okay. I saw, when I was on Geraldo, I said, look, let's quit ignoring the fact that world championship athletes choose to smoke cannabis, right? And he said, are you saying it's good for you? Well, of course, I could list a huge list of benefits that adults could experience from it that could result in pharmaceuticals losing up to 80% of their business, which is why they try and make that not happen. But yes, my perspective, though, is look, people that know a lot about their body, that take fitness seriously, will sometimes consume cannabis, and not just that, very successful people. Fuck, how about our last 2 presidents, at least, have admitted to it? My point, why do we ignore that and say, oh, bad, they were caught doing it, let's punish them, this is a shame on America, let's get past this moment. No, let's get past the bullshit moments, what they want, and when I say they, it's Kimberly Guilfoyle, it's all of the conservative adults out there that believe that marijuana should be classified as the most dangerous drug we have in the country, which is how the DEA classifies it as a Schedule I controlled substance. They want people to see marijuana the way it's portrayed in the commercials with the couch potato, the girl that sinks into the couch, becomes part of the couch and can't get off of it. That's what they want people to see. That's not the truth. The truth is Rob Van Dam, 2-time world or double belt wearing fucking world champion, got busted with marijuana. Michael Phelps, 14 gold medal winning Olympic athlete, got busted there. And the list goes on and on of athletes and successful people. They don't want you to know that. Why don't we tell kids and America the truth about it? The truth, Kids, you should not smoke pot. Your brain is like wet fucking cement. You should not play with it. There's no question about that. And studies do show that smoking marijuana while you're a kid and your brain is developing can have some long-term effects that are not preferable. And I know lots of people who have smoked when they were a kid. My stance is kids should be kids. They shouldn't be smoking. They shouldn't be fucking each other. They shouldn't be drinking. They're in such a big hurry to be adults, but at the same time, they're going to stand against adults. All right? Write this down, guys. Write down your thoughts because I'm moving on. I want to talk about, all right? This guy comes forward, and he's honest about being on. Love it, respect him for being honest. When are people going to stop being surprised, so fucking surprised, when another professional athlete is found out to have used steroids? Everybody has the same options in this world, okay? Unless you know what every single athlete that A-Rod played against was on, then you can't judge him as a standout and single him out for being a cheater because they all had the same fucking options. Here's something, Masterpiece. Tell me if you understand this. I think that if you blame somebody else for accomplishing something and they took drugs to do it and you chose not to, that's just your decision. That's just like, let's say you leave L.A. and you got to be in San Diego in an hour and a half, and traffic's thick, and you don't make it in an hour and a half. Somebody else chooses to speed or to drive in the carpool lane when they only have one person, and they get there in an hour and a half. You're going to be pissed at him because he cheated to get there. You had the same option. It's just you weren't determined enough to get there in an hour and a half.
Or you're willing to take the risk, I guess, involved.
Well, basically, yeah, it's all about that. It's about your own personal decision, and that's the way that I view that. Other thing is the Octa-mom. Nobody agrees with me on the Octa-mom issue. I say First off, yes, she's crazy, but everybody wants to hang her so bad. America fucking hates her like she's Osama bin Laden. They think that they're working and their dollars are going to feed these brand new babies of Octa-mom. No, they're not. It's 14 kids. That's not that odd for a lot of families. You know, when I talked to Bret the Hitman Hart a few days ago, he said he was one of 12. Sonia's great aunt had like 14 kids. You can hear a lot of families from the olden days, but they used to do it the right way according to the Catholic system. They'd be married, and they would do it the natural way, you know. This lady had dreams of having a big family, was told she couldn't have kids, and then through modern science, she's able to do this, you know. Do I think she's crazy? Yes. Do I personally think that she's the devil? No, and America is fucking going crazy, nuts over it. Irresponsible, yet she's going to be the winner in the long run if what she really wanted was to have a bunch of kids, and she got the kids, even though she took advantage of the system. She's going to say, just like when I was collecting unemployment when I got laid off from a job when I was a kid, and I used that money to help me get through wrestling school. And
that's a problem, but she didn't use, like she had a settlement after she had the 6 kids from a job, and from what I'm hearing, that she actually used that money for plastic surgery. She actually had her lips done, and I don't know specifically what else, but I mean, that's where a lot of the outrage, I think, is coming, at least at this point. So, you know, that's going to make a lot of people mad and ruffle some feathers. You know, you're getting plastic surgery done after a settlement, and then you're still taking government aid to feed, you know, now 14 children. She spent her money on herself, basically, on cosmetic surgery is what I'm talking about.
People think that she's taking food stamps and buying video games. You can't fucking do that.
No, you only buy food or grocery items with those. But
I used to bag groceries. I know that.
Yeah. But to use, I think a lot of it is, with this state in a deficit, a lot of people do look at it like this is money that is going towards now these higher taxes that we're going to have to pay in California and all that, when this woman is having to get food stamps and she's using money to, you know, inject her lips or change her face or whatever she did. I don't know what. Okay,
now if these people are personally feeling like they're getting fucked out of their pockets, should they be equally as upset as the gardeners out there in my yard that are working on my grass and all the Mexicans that occupy Los Angeles that, you know, don't have their green cards and stuff? Because there's like, I think I saw like $22 billion or some, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but nationally, billions and billions, I'm sure tens of billions of dollars are spent on illegal immigrants. And we're talking about Octa-mom with 14 fucking mouths, that's all.
Well, that's a good comparison right there. Yeah, that's a way bigger problem that we have to battle. So I guess to single out this woman is a little outrageous, and I think it's just testing a nerve because it's on the news every minute and they're reporting this.
Yeah, and people are bitching that, oh my God, she has a publicist. Wait, don't you think when she opens the door she has like 50 cameras shoved up her ass? I mean, she probably needs some help with that, you know?
Yeah, it's getting kind of nasty.
It is. All right, dude, I have a bunch of phone calls.
I have something to say about that. I agree with Nikki Starr in the chat room. I'm just as pissed at her as her doctor. In fact, more pissed at her doctor. And it just came out today that crazy guy has inseminated another woman with a litter of children. So
quadruplets, and she's 49.
Yeah, that's a litter. That is a litter. People should not have litters all at once.
So maybe the doctor is immorally responsible. I don't know. I just really don't have that big of an issue with the lady. And as far as I think, as far as, you know, being a dream chaser, as far as believing get what you can out of life and all that, hey, if this crazy lady's dream was to have that many kids and she was able to do it, then I you know, I'm kind of back her on this, you know.
Well, what's all this controversy with Angelina Jolie that keeps popping up, which I thought was complete bogus at first, but now they're saying the Chicago Sun-Times is reporting that they have that she tried to contact her, some kind of letters out. So I just found that kind of interesting / disturbing, if true. I mean, don't you think, SVD?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat room.
Everybody's distracted. Don't worry about it. Chris Masters here to hold down the line, talking about the Octa-mom, talking about Michael Phelps, talking about it all.
What I have with the Octa-mom is what degree is going to allow you to be a mom to 14 kids and pay for those 14 kids as a single parent.
It's impossible. I don't see how the grandparents are going to have to be involved. There's going to have to be a nanny. Obviously, there's going to have to be a lot of things. I mean, I couldn't even imagine it. I can't imagine one kid for myself, at least right now. But 14 would be a big headache, very big headache. RVD?
Master, say hello to Donovan from Louisiana.
Hello, Donovan from Louisiana.
What's
up,
Chris Masters? Yeah, man, what's up?
What's going on?
Oh, not much.
All right, dude, tell us what you think, man. Pick a subject and talk about it. We got 2 hours, and we're going to cover it all.
Well, what I think is bullshit is what they're doing to Michael Phelps, man.
Yeah, totally. And I'll be so surprised if somebody calls in with an opposite opinion, just because it's fucked up, you know. But my real listeners are free thinkers, so whatever. You don't have to agree with me, but that's just the right thing. Fucking Kellogg's dropping him because he's associated with marijuana. It really does send the wrong message, and it's a backwards movement that keeps people in the dark. I said it for you because you took too long. What about the Octa-mom? Do you hate her? Do you want to see her die?
No.
She's literally getting death threats.
No, that's too far.
Yeah,
That is way too much.
That's not going to be good for the kids. People think the kids are going to be neglected, and they hate her so much they want they're sending death threats. Fuck.
And they're even fucking accusing her of, like you said, using the food stamps to buy video games and shit.
Which is impossible.
Right.
They won't accept that. But okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got to be in somebody else's shoes, you know, to totally understand. But a lot of people really, really are revved up about this. All right, so what do you think about Aroyd? Any opinion?
Oh, not much, man.
The baseball players, some of them do steroids. The only thing that changes every time one of them gets outed is that the public is now privy to information they didn't have before. Besides that, there is no other... I'm reading the chat room. There's pictures of her buying video games with food stamps. Come on. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. So people are privy to information they didn't have before. Besides that, there's nothing changed in the world at all every time another pro athlete is found out that they took the fucking gas.
Yeah.
Even in Louisiana. Hey, what's the weather like in Louisiana? I was supposed to be there today filming Wrong Side of Town. And matter of fact, Dave Defalco's going to call in. We got to text him the number too. What's it like there, Louise? Is it cold?
Well, it rained today.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to hang out in L.A. for a little while. Yeah. All right, cool, man. Thanks for calling in, Donovan. One of the free thinkers listening, and I'm going to go to Chris from New Mexico. I don't know if I've had a call from New Mexico before. Chris is like, what do you mean? I call every week. I don't know. What up? What's going on, dude?
What up?
Hey, man, what happened to the old Mexico?
What? Do what?
What happened to the old Mexico?
Hold on. Do what? Say it again?
Thanks for calling in, dude. What's going on? How are you? Welcome to RVD Radio. Say hi to the masterpiece.
What up?
What's up, man? What's your question?
Not much. It's just, I don't know if you've answered it because I've been working nights, so I haven't been able to call in, but were you just coming in for the Royal Rumble just for one night, or you fucking gonna start wrestling again?
I actually came to the Royal Rumble for one night only, although the fans seem to want me back. WWE certainly seems to want me back, but I'm not ready to live on the road yet, and that's what that job is all about.
Right. That was sick, though, dude. That was sick. I didn't catch it, but I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank God for YouTube.
Yeah, you catch everything on YouTube.
I know. Thank God for YouTube, I'm saying. Whoever
And if you're 18 or over, may I suggest YouPorn?
Red too.
Red too.
Yeah, I've already seen that one.
Awesome. Oh, dude, my switchboard.
RVD, motherfucker!
You got Fonzie?
Yeah. All right, cool, dude. I'm going to go on to another caller, Chris, because I got a whole bunch of them, but we appreciate your call. And what happened was I hit everybody with so many subjects that they don't know what the fuck they're going to talk about. So think about your comment. Think about your comment. I can't wait to tell RVD that I think Octa-mom is hot, and then say it. All right, ready, go. Dario from Chicago, Illinois. You're on the RVD radio show.
Hey, what's up, Rod? It's been a long time, man.
It has, man. Good to be back. Good to be back. You've been listening to the archives for the last few weeks, keeping fresh on RVD radio?
Actually, I was in Mexico for the last 2 months.
Was it old Mexico or new Mexico?
The old one, man, back to my parents' country.
Real Mexico.
Yeah, the real one.
Right on. I bet the weather's nice there.
Yeah, it was real nice. I'm actually going back this weekend.
Awesome. Let's go to Cabo San Lucas, baby.
Sweet. We like it down there.
We like
the population in Mexico is fixing to go up with the economy out here.
Do you think people are going to move to Mexico?
Oh, I'm packing up. I'm moving to Tijuana.
Dude, I've always heard that you can get property like so cheap, like big, oceanside houses. Oh yeah, you can't own it unless
you're Mexican born.
Oh.
You can only lease it for like 99 years or something like that. But at any time, the Mexican government can come in and take it and kick you out.
Hey Dario, are your parents born in Mexico?
Yeah, my mom is. So
she's covered. They can't take her house then, huh?
Nah, and we got a pretty big house over there, and for real cheap. So that's cool.
Right on. Awesome, man. You been keeping up with the news lately?
Yeah, especially that Michael Phelps. It was all over the news over there because he's a world-class athlete. And I think that's bullshit the way they're treating him. And you see all those commercials on TV, the ones that say the truth about cigarettes and they're telling you the truth. They should make one the truth about marijuana, that it's not so bad for you, that it has benefits to it. People are still living in the 50s, man. They should just educate people. They should educate instead of lying.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of which, anybody that wants to see some commercials that do tell the truth, go to MPP.org. That's Marijuana Policy Project.org. They have something called MPP TV. And as a matter of fact, if you go to RobVanDam.com, one of my pages, I don't know if it's my profile. No, that wouldn't make sense. It must be the media page. One of them also has the MPP short little commercials. Very, very good, very educational on marijuana. And, unfortunately, they don't get play on national television like they do on RobVanDam.com. But check that out, MPP.org. And I'm glad you're on the same page, too, man. What do you think should happen to him? I mean, the guy is Olympic hero. He's a national role model. The whole world's looking up to this guy because he was everywhere. When he won those medals, he was on every commercial, every TV show. He was like the #1 athlete. And then now, just because he's associated with doing something that President Obama says he did, Bush says he did, I think Clinton said he did. Do you think he should really be shamed for it, or is this something that we should put a positive spin on and say, well, fuck, man, if Michael Phelps does it, if Rob Van Dam does it, can't be that bad?
Well, yeah, it should be. We should look at it as a step forward. Successful people are doing it, and nothing's happening to them. I mean, just because you do it doesn't mean that you're gonna. Like you say in those commercials, doesn't mean you're going to be a couch potato. It all has to do with how your mind is thinking. If you think positive, then you could be as successful as you want as long as, nothing gets in your face. So he should be a poster child for being a step forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. The asshole cop wanted to make such an example out of Phelps that they investigated that party and arrested 8 people so that they would have to take the fall for Michael Phelps. 8 people that were at that party. They went and searched their fucking houses, and the cops end up fucking out of 8 people. I think they ended up getting like an ounce or something. You know what? They fucking stole it.
Who stole the fucking dope?
I did.
Can't do that in California anymore. cops got to return the weed if you show proper paperwork that says that the doctor recommended it. That happened in a court case down in Garden Grove, groundbreaking, because the cops thought for sure they had this guy. They appealed when the judge said give the pot back. They appealed. They all band together. They went through the Supreme Court and said, man, fuck this. We're not giving his pot back. And the Supreme Court said, fuck you guys. You guys stole it. Give it fucking back to him. And that's groundbreaking, because now we have that to use anytime the cops want to fucking take our pot. Speaking of which, Officer X, welcome to RVD Radio. Hey, I got a sound bite here. I got a hit that says Officer X theme song. I have no idea what it is, but here we go, Officer X. All right.
Don't hate, motherfucker.
No, I'm not hating, but I tell you what, though, and you agree with me on this, sometimes people abuse their authority and then cross the line and actually infringing on people's freedom and rights. Not you, because you're the coolest cop ever, but they do. And when they do, then just because they're police officers don't make them any better people than anybody else.
Correct.
Yeah, but not you. We've talked a long time, and you're so cool, I keep forgetting you're a cop. I can't believe you hit that joint with me that one time.
Come on.
That didn't happen. I'm just joking. How you doing tonight, Officer X?
Are you hallucinating again out there, bro?
No. Hey, but if my eyes serve me right, I've got the masterpiece in the studio.
What's up, Officer X? How you doing?
Good. What's up, bro? I seen your website. It come out nice.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
How about a plug, huh?
Yeah, ChristopherMordetsky.com. Check it out. That's MORDETZKY. I know my last name is way too long.
ZKY.
Masters was easier. Yeah, I know.
Van Damski.
Yeah.
That's one.
Whenever you hear C, you know it's Polish.
Hey, we got to get the masterpiece to sub for Medium Rob for a 5-star workout some episode.
No kidding. What's up with that, masterpiece?
Hey, I'm ready. Well, not now. Wait for the pec to heal up.
He's just talking about for RVD TV. I do my workouts on there, and I usually have Medium Rob with me.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Yeah. We got to hit the gym over here.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I got to store you.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Driving through Boston today, right? Look to the left at this thing I've driven by a million times. You know what the name of the business was?
The name of the business was
5-Star Pizza.
Ah, and it stuck out like
Gimmick infringement.
That kind of stuck out and gave you some energy because it made you think.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
It certainly did, man. Good stuff. What do we got going on tonight, bro?
This is our first return to RVD Radio Live in, like a fucking month or something. So I broke the news to everybody that I'm going to be home. The movie got pushed off until fucking April, which I keep forgetting. I need to text Dave Defalco the phone number to the show, which I'll do right now because I'm multitasking because I'm cool like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. We're just, I'll tell you, man, I know we talked briefly about this last week. I know you and I are on opposite sides from this Octa-mom. You probably agree with me, I don't know, on the Michael Phelps situation and Kellogg's dropping their endorsement on him. Do you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the guy's a 21-year-old kid, and kids experiment, and that's what they do. I mean, Kellogg shouldn't dump the guy. The guy still swam. He still trained real hard. He still overcame overwhelming odds.
Now, don't you think that says something about the stereotype of marijuana? Because they want people to think when you smoke marijuana that you sink into the couch or you shoot your friends with a gun or you drive over little girls on bikes at the drive-thrus. They want that image out there. They don't want the image of professional athletes that are, world championship winning, gold medal winning, or highly successful business owners. They don't want that message that people like that could possibly be connected to this. But obviously, that's true. I mean, there's truth in that, and they're hiding the truth.
Well,
Do you agree or disagree as far as that?
To an extent, but I remember when we were kids, when we first started lifting weights, me and all my buddies used to rent pumping iron all the time. What was Arnold doing in pumping iron?
Smoked a doobie.
Right. He's the governor. And he was a young guy, probably older. He was probably older then than Phelps is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, Tommy Chong, as a matter of fact, on Tommy Chong's documentary, they talk about that on there, and they out Arnold for smoking a doobie with them, too. But, yeah, you're right. You can see it on Pumping Iron. And not only was he, like, the greatest action star, not only was he in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most perfect fucking body, but he went on to become the governor of California. Now, I don't know what standards you used to measure success by, but that certainly doesn't seem like the pothead that can't, get his ass out of the crack in the couch to me.
And plus the gas, too. I mean, no one busts his balls about juice.
Speaking of which, what do you think about A-Rod getting all this heat right now? And I heard Obama said, it's a dark spot on American history right now or something like that. It's just everybody is so shamed and so down, and they're disappointed and they're bummed. They feel fucked over by A-Rod personally for making the choices that he did. What do you think about that? I mean, I said earlier, everybody's got the options. Everybody does. They all have the same options to make the same choices, and not everyone is going to make the same ones. But in the world of professional sports, a lot of pro athletes do make the choice to enhance their odds, enhance their chances of making it further in their career, and it's something they made that decision based on their dedication and how determined they were to get there. So, what's is that how you see it, Officer X, or do you see it as he's a cheater? Fuck him.
I'm getting distracted. The Jenna Jameson Real Hollywood Stories on E right now, but
yeah.
No, but I mean, A-Rod, he answered it right. He did what he did, and he owned up to it. What are you going to do? I mean, he was 20 years old. He was in a situation, something he worked his whole life for, and somebody probably told him, if you do this, this is what's going to happen for you.
Of course.
And in the whole scheme of things, Rob, right, it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. It's him and his family in the end, and his great-grandchildren, his great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren are going to live a nice life because of the choices he made.
No doubt about it. Now that brings me to the Octa-mom. That brings me to the Octa-mom because she wanted a big fucking family. She's got 14 fucking kids, and if she has fucking 28 grandkids and 118 great grandkids, whatever, she's going to be able to look down on them and say, look, I brought all these people into the world. Fuck everybody for giving me heat over it. And I know that you don't see it the way that I do, but can you see it from that perspective?
No, because she's just fucked up. I think the masterpiece should adopt a couple of those kids too. But
what? Yeah, okay.
but
that's the one that Salma Hayek is breastfeeding.
Masterpiece is a kid. He can't adopt a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, give me a few years here.
I don't know. I think they should have. Hey, when are you going to have Octuplets Day at El Casa RVD?
Well, that's just
come over and go swimming and
sure.
So and you can cook them hamburgers and hot dogs. It'll be a great day out there.
Not a breeder.
That's just the thing. I think that because I don't have that parental drive, I think that I don't get the same perspective that a lot of you do that have already tied your rope together to lynch the Octa-mom up. And you guys want to hang her, and you hate her because you don't agree with her parenting skills. You feel like she's doing a bad thing for these kids, and you're not going to convince me the kids would be better off if they never existed at all than if they exist in a world where they have a chance to possibly grow up, be healthy, productive. Who knows? Everyone's got them sentenced to death. Everyone's like, no.
Those Earth, because that's such a bullshit.
No. You know, Rob, seriously, you should call AAA and get a tow truck to pull your head out of your ass, because those kids are going to have the most fucked up lives you could ever imagine. It's guaranteed. Dr. Phil's doing his show on it tomorrow.
Who is?
Dr. Phil. The whole show's on the Arc. The lady's gone.
She's on every show all day long. You want me to give you 4 shows, A Current Affair, Entertainment Tonight, and fucking something else tonight, too, No,
those kids are fucked. And she's fucked, and she can't take care of what she... I'm telling you, I got one, and it's a struggle.
You and everybody else have these kids committed to complete failure and utter destruction.
No.
That's wrong.
You should give them up for adoption. Honestly, I think she should really have. There should 14 children, a single parent. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, if everybody's so upset, maybe she's
not upset though.
Well,
she doesn't want you to come and take her kids.
But on the flip side, how can you tell a mom to give up children? You know what I mean? That's just from a moral standpoint, it's wrong. So who knows?
In Pennsylvania, they'll tell you to give your kid up if you have marijuana in your system.
Okay, but here's the valid point: is according to California laws, she violates it for having only one adult for 14 kids. Like,
there you go.
You need to even be in a daycare center. You need to have 2 adults for 14 kids.
So there you go. Then maybe that should be brought up.
If that's where the line is drawn, then you have a damn good argument. I think if there's not a line drawn, and this works for anywhere, you can't expect other people to just draw the same moral line that you're going to draw because people are fucked up. So if it's not already stipulated, if you say, well, no, she's evil because 14's too many, okay, is 12 too many? Is 10 too many? Is 8 too many? Is 6 too many? Eventually, you got to realize if there's not already a line drawn there, and you're talking about something as seriously as pulling somebody's family apart, there has to be stipulations, or it has to be up to those fucking people and their choices.
There should be a background check before anybody gets anything inseminated in them, especially 6 children. She didn't have, she was getting food stamps, and that should be where it stops right there, is if she's going to have that done, there should be a background check, income check, how many,
You should have a license to breed.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have a license to drive.
Hey, think about this for a second, though. Can you imagine, I said that to my wife tonight, we were watching on the news, I said, can you imagine 14 kids in this house? The shower would never stop. The diaper pile would be the size of oh, my God. It's got to be disgusting. Absolutely gross over there.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like somebody trying to impose their lifestyle on somebody else. What if you came to my house and walked around and said, oh, my God, you've got your lights on in all these rooms of the house that you're not even in? Basically, it sounds like that on a different level to me.
We would never put the lights on in rooms that were...
Well, no, we wouldn't because we're earth-friendly, but some people would, and that's what it sounds like. That sounds like going to someone else's house and saying, oh, my God, your air conditioner's on and your screen door's open. Are you crazy? You know?
No, I got to agree with Nikki in the chat room on this, that if she would have had the babies naturally, then it wouldn't be an issue.
No, not at all.
Ooh, all right, Nikki. Sonia called you out. You got to unmute yourself and come on and talk. I'm going to unmute Sabu's brother, John. Hey, what up, Sabu's brother, John?
Hey, how you doing, Rob? This is John. What's up?
Hey, John.
Well, there's only 2 people you got to answer to in this world: is God and yourself.
Okay, I'll
That's
go
the only
along
2
with
people
that.
I answer to. If I can live with what I do, and if I'm okay with it, and if I think God's okay with it, I do it.
And Nikki, this lady is so happy that she's got this. She was told she could never have kids. She wanted a huge family. Now she's got 14 kids. I mean, between her and God, she's cool.
Why don't you get some birds or cats or something? Jesus, you don't need 14 kids.
Well, see, I've had 16 kids myself through I adopted 9, and we had foster care.
Oh,
so,
what an appropriate and qualified
It was
caller.
me and my wife. It was me and my wife, and it was a full-time job for both of us.
Now, Officer X and Nikki,
but it's not impossible to do.
John that he's crazy and that he shouldn't have that many kids.
No, John's not crazy. John took because you got your head up your ass again. John took kids. They were in a bad situation and provided them in a responsible, safe environment.
Right.
That's what he did. He wasn't out in the fucking lab being a jackass.
And he didn't go to the doctor.
But I do understand where you're coming from as far as her being inseminated and have all these kids. She already had 6. I mean, man, when we went from 6 to 9, I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know, then plus my, the ones that we adopted and the kids that were foster kids, and plus all their friends were hanging out at my house. I had a big fucking house.
You had 16 kids at one time running around your house?
Yeah. Yes, at one time.
How much was your water bill?
Wow.
Oh, shit. Fuck, we went through $2,200 a month in food alone.
Okay, now that's a lot of money. It takes a lot of responsibility. Now, is your house as the detective has recently described with piles of diapers all over the place and unable to keep up?
It was lived in, but I mean, it wouldn't be clean as, you know, like let's say if it was just me and my wife. I mean, but I mean,
Right.
It was lived in. No, there wasn't, you know, shit all over the place. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to keep the kids.
Right,
you know?
and morally, or because they would come and take your kids. They'd come and grab your kids, right?
One, I don't like to smell my own ass, but you know what I mean. I mean, no, I kept it clean because you know, morally to, you know, keep my house up.
Okay,
you know, but as far as
Nikki, what is your perspective on this? Because you can no longer take the argument that that's just too many kids for anybody unless you want to insult John, who's on the line.
No. Oh, no, I can make the argument. I can make the argument that she had them all at once, and I'm sure were not all the same age, okay? And the fact that he had his wife helping, all right? And the fact that some came and go if they were foster children. And so my whole argument is this. I don't hate her at all. I think she's insane. Her
You sent a death threat to her, and I know this.
I did not.
Is that her?
I so did not.
Okay. So, first off, she didn't know that she was going to have 8 more. The doctor told her the odds were very much against it, but those were 8 of her embryos, so she wanted them because they were hers. I know that when you have 1 kid, you usually put in 2 embryos to give yourself the odds that you'll have 1 kid.
She already had 6 kids. I think once you go for artificial insemination, okay, and you've got 6, there should be a law to cut you off.
Oh, okay. So what if John had? Wait a second.
No.
What if John had these?
Only if you go to the doctor and get artificially inseminated. If you don't,
what is the difference, though? Wait a second. What's the difference if I can't have kids because my uterus is fucked up or I have some kind of female problem? So what's the difference between me giving birth and me actually having the doctors help me give birth, unless you're coming from a religious perspective, which I doubt?
The difference is that it's natural and your children don't all come at once, okay? If you have 18 kids, okay, you have the closest you're going to have them together might be twins, and then another year later.
You've never heard of anybody naturally having like 4 or 5 or 6 kids?
I think 4 might be the most natural, but don't quote me on that. I think naturally 4 might be the most. So.
Okay.
It's not natural.
Is there any, I mean, I can't. It's hard to believe that there's no health risk of carrying 8 children for her. You know, and
there were.
There's a chance you can die giving birth to just one baby.
Right.
Yeah.
But beyond just that, just you know, just for her, you know, just holding that inside her. I mean, my God. I mean, did you see how big she was?
Yeah.
That vagina will never be the same.
Exactly. Well, she had
So, okay. So
I take it they were coming out of every orifice, huh? No.
Anyways, I don't hate her. I think she's insane. I think personally that she should be committed for insanity. Her doctor should lose his license. And I don't really have to worry about it because I don't live in California, and y'all are going to be paying for this for a long time.
Can you imagine how much that costs?
That is so ridiculous. That's not going to affect our pockets at all. People actually believe what you said. Is they think that they're going in, putting in several hours a week to pay for this lady's kids. That is so far-fetched. Here's what I don't get, though, Nikki. You say that if she had the 6 kids through in vitro, then there should be a law you should have to stop. But you think that if you're gifted enough to give birth to kids, that you should be able to keep going. And then when would you draw the line on that one? When should you stop having kids naturally? How many?
Sorry, I was screening another call. Okay, so she's on food stamps. She's on food stamps, Rob, and she's on disability, and she's getting help from the state. That's how
she lives. That's how she lives. That's
okay.
That's that many kids. Do not.
That's right.
Kids.
Just
with
stop.
That's in deficit, and we're getting taxed on all kinds of shit now. We have to pay for plastic bags out here. We have to pay
for her. She's going to get free daycare that you guys are going to pay for. Y'all are going to pay for her for a long time. She's going to go to college on the state. She even said that. She was like, oh, my God, I'm going to college. I'm going to go back to school. She's going to be a counselor. Oh, good God.
She's never
That brings up a good point.
Oh, my God, that you're going to be a counselor? She needs to be counseled.
We can get as mad as we want at her, but Rob brings up a good point. With all the illegal immigrants that California has to take care of, that are taken care of by the state, how are we going to get mad at this woman who is, you know, I mean, she made this decision and nobody agrees with it. But if it's a money issue that everybody's pissed off about because she has no money, then how about everybody who's here illegally who's collecting a check?
I have a problem with that, too. But you know what? What are you going to do? I mean, I do have a problem with that, but there's nothing I can do about
not
it.
Not as a problem as you have with this lady with just 14 fucking mouths.
That's not true, but it's not making the news right now. Yes, I lived in Arizona and Texas for the majority of my life, so I have a big problem with it. But that's not what the topic is right now. The topic is I don't hate her, and I think that she's mental. Her doctor needs to lose his license. Yes. There needs to be some sort of regulation.
Not only that, the doctor needs to have his assets seized and his future earnings seized, and he needs to pay for these fucking kids.
That's right. Awesome. Then he can take care of them, right?
Yeah.
Where's the dad? I guess it's the same person for all the babies. Where is he?
No.
Yes, it is. It is. That's what I read.
Then he needs to pay.
There you go. That's right. All right, I got a screen call.
Okay, Nikki, thanks for your input.
The right-wing producer of the RVD show.
This is one subject that, as I said earlier, I don't expect I'm going to probably find anybody to agree with me on this. But I'm trying to hit it from all different perspectives, just to explain my open-mindedness on this. Because here we go. Here's an email. Let me see. Okay, here's an email that I got. I don't know if it's true, but it does have the sources where you can verify this. Supposedly, this is why we're in debt. Okay, 11 to 22 billion is spent on welfare to illegal aliens each year. $2.2 billion a year is spent on food assistance programs such as food stamps, WIC, free school lunches for illegal aliens, okay? $2.5 billion a year is spent on Medicaid for illegal aliens, okay? $12 billion a year is spent on primary and secondary school education for children here illegally and they cannot speak a word of English. $17 billion a year is spent for education for the American-born children of illegal aliens known as anchor babies. $3 million a day is spent to incarcerate illegal aliens. 30% of all federal prison inmates are illegal aliens. $90 billion a year is spent on illegal aliens for welfare and social services by American taxpayers. $200 billion a year is suppressed American wages are caused by the illegal aliens. Okay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let me add to that $7 billion a year is spent on marijuana. At least 25% of my fucking money, taxes, goes to pay interest on the American dollar that we borrow, that our country borrows our own currency and pays an interest on, and I got to fucking pay 25% for that. I don't give a shit that this lady is pursuing her dreams and made her fantasy become a reality and had a bunch of babies.
You're fucked up. Think about this for a second, right? You've spent more time than anybody in the hospital lately, you guys, right? And looking over the insurance bills.
Right? A lot of time, yeah.
Okay, if you didn't have health insurance, how much do you think that whole ordeal you guys just went through would have cost?
I don't even want to think about it.
But Sonia, nobody would have paid for it. They would have said, hey, fuck it, sell your house. You're on the hook.
I don't get your point, but okay, I'm with you.
But, I mean, the health care and, like, say, Medicare and shit like that is meant for people that have problems, not for wanted surgery. That's what in vitro is. It's wanted, desired surgery.
But it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as getting your chin done because you have a complex and you think you'll have a better smile or something. It's having kids. The whole thing with fucking and breeding is the number one drive for not just humans but all creatures that live. It's reproducing, and I myself can step back from the equation because I don't want to have kids, and when I stand back, I realize I'm alone on this issue. But the fact is, this chosen procedure, you make it sound cosmetic. She fucking, through the doctor, through his fucking works in the miracle of modern medicine, has a family now. She's a single mom, which we pretend single moms are normal now. 30-year-old, 32-year-old women all the time say, I'm going to give her another year or two, and if I don't meet Mr. Right, I'm just going to go and have a baby because I want to be a mom. And we're supposed to think that's normal. To me, that's just like when they buy the wedding dress before they've met the groom, just so they can be prepared and hang it in the closet for when Mr. Right comes along. That's putting the cart before the horse, I think. Yet I can understand that perspective. Just because you haven't met the perfect soulmate, you want to be a parent. I guess I understand that that's your choice, and you can go and have a fucking baby. And what the hell? Maybe you can have 2 babies. I don't know. Where's that line? Let's say you're a single mom and you want to have 4 kids. Well, I'm not going to tell you that that's too many.
Okay, bro. My wife's friend is on her way back from China right now. She's 42 years old, never married, is a nurse, got a decent job, makes good dough, right? She wanted to have kids, never found a husband, didn't work out. Adopted 1 kid from Kazakhstan a few years ago and went to China and just got a little girl in the last day or two. She'll be back tomorrow, right? That's responsible. Took 2 kids that were in a bad situation, is going to give them a nice life. To go out and be in a bad situation and have a litter of children, makes no sense. Zero. Who are you helping out?
Yourself, obviously.
Dude, and this is just you're just doing this to argue with the rest of the world because you know you got your head up your ass on this one.
I want to bring up a point. Hold on, I want to
bring up what's wrong with adopting the kids that are here?
It's like a God issue here. Like, if you can't possibly have 14 children, or she could have possibly had 14 children on her own, she had to be inseminated, then, is it a God issue? Was she could have had that on her own. She had those implanted into her. So, is this, are we not looking at, something here about the fact that this wasn't natural and she still had it even though she couldn't afford it on top of it? She couldn't afford it. It wasn't natural. If it happened naturally, there'd be no issue, obviously, because she had no choice. But in this case, she knew what she was doing. So I just had to throw that in there real quick.
Yeah, it made her famous.
Speak. All right. Anyway, that's good that we have Sabu's brother John on here with 16 kids, because I hear people say, no, that's just too many kids for any family, which now everybody's going to back down from that right now. Nobody's got the balls to say that.
Once again, you're not getting it. John is a completely different situation. There's him, there's the wife, then he's got his own kids, the kids they adopt, and the foster kids, which come with benefits for doing that. These kids are toilet trained and whatever. It's not 14.
Not all of them.
See, you don't know. Come on, Officer X. You are obviously filling in some blanks. I mean, you've already got John as the fucking American Father of the Year award. You don't know shit about him, but okay.
No, listen. No, I don't know shit about him, but I know he stepped up and made some kids' lives better. I know that.
Well, good. I mean, this lady made some lives better, too, by having the lives.
Oh, you're a fuck.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this point that I'm going to make here, and I know that this is going to drive you crazy, and you're not going to agree with this. However, living in a capitalist society such as we do, we have the right to pursue opportunities to make income as individuals. We have that right. If this lady's family situation draws a lot of attention and people all over the world are curious about it, and she's able to capitalize on it, she should absolutely have that right, just like any of us should have that right. So if she comes through with a reality show or a book, or she sells some fucking interviews or pictures or whatever, and everybody wants to get the ropes out because they think that she's a horrible person, she took advantage of the system within the guidelines, made it all happen, and she's going to have a shitload more money than any of you that are hating on her. And her kids are going to have so much. Her kids are going to have such a future because she's made millions of dollars.
Step off your soapbox, okay?
It's my show.
Oh my God.
Why do I got to step off my soapbox? It's my show.
Because you're so out of your mind right now.
I'm so sick of talking about this woman and seeing her on the news. Jeez, can it just be over?
I'm sure she did a lot for the. I'm sure she did a lot of this for the fame too. You know, I mean, she knew she was going to be on Oprah and Dr. Phil and all these other shows. I mean, you know, I'm sure they're paying her to come.
Well, you know what? If they are paying her, good for her, but you really don't know that was an inspiration for having these kids. You can't say she had them
true.
so that she could be, nobody knows. She probably,
I think you should donate to her website since you like her so much. I mean, she takes American Express, Visa, MasterCard, check, cash for sure.
You know what? I felt like donating earlier, and I'm going to steer us away from this subject.
No, Masterpiece, you're right. Rob, why don't you go do a signing out in front of her house and donate all the proceeds to her since you feel so strongly about this?
Because here's where you're missing my
point. It's only like a half hour away, too. It's very convenient.
Here's where you're missing my point, Officer X. I'm telling you right now, and I think we should write this down on the calendar, I'm telling you that in the long run, she's going to end up making a lot of money, and those kids are going to be well off, and you're going to see, and you're going to hate the fact that she was able to do it living in this society, but that's what she's going to do. She doesn't need my help. She doesn't need my help. That's what I'm saying. She doesn't need your help. She doesn't need your hate. She's going to capitalize.
And she needs our government money.
Yes, and the government's going to...
She doesn't need our help. That's our help.
But the government's going to give her that.
That is our tax money. That is our help.
That is her using the...
We got a lot of tax money going to Iraq. $10 billion a week, a month going to Iraq? What the hell, you know? We got $10 billion a week going to Iraq, and I don't hear anybody bitching about that. The hell with this woman.
No, that's exactly.
She's a guppy in a big ocean of money that our government's throwing away to everybody, and they're not giving none to us. They're throwing it all to a war here, a war there. You know, what the hell? So what? The woman had 8 kids. Big deal.
I know. Like, I'll fucking buy her some Cheerios. I'm not going to be bitching about it. Everybody thinks they're going to have to work harder because of this.
Yeah, well, I'd rather buy her a gallon of milk than send $50 billion over to Iraq to kill a few Iraqians.
Yeah, or let's quit sending 18...
Or send some more of our soldiers over there to die, you know?
You should get the media and really have an autograph signing at her place. Like Chris Masters and Rob Van Dam are here in support of the Octa-mom.
Let's do it. Okay.
We'll get on every news station. And we'll be the biggest heels in the country.
You probably get Sabu to do it, too.
Sabu will do it, too. Okay.
Get us off this subject, please.
We can get some FaceTime for real.
What I was going to say was that earlier I was telling Sonya that I was tempted to fucking open up my wallet when I found out that there was only a $16,000 reward for information leading to this missing Haley kid, and some anonymous donor pitched in $10,000. Otherwise, there was only $6,000 reward for that. I couldn't believe that. I was like, that's it? Like, I gave $1,000 to be helping that fucking much, you know? This came on the news last week, and fuck, I mean, I saw, like, it seemed like it just happened. Like, I thought, well, for sure they're gonna find her, you know? Like, dad's freaking out, you know? Like, the daughter was taken right out of her bedroom, and I thought for sure police would come and do a search around the area and find her, but now they still haven't found her. And
again in Florida too, same place. You know, we've been going through the Kaylee thing.
Did you see how many registered pedophiles there are in the area? Masturbator. What? Did you see how many registered pedophiles there are, sex offenders in the area?
Oh, I can see. Yeah, I looked it up on my phone. In this area alone, they're in every area.
No, but where this they are everywhere. But where this little girl was taken, it shows you a map, and it shows you, and there's just like dozens, all very close, like houses away. So. And one of them, like, hasn't reported. Like, they got to report so often, you know, they haven't connected him to the case. But, you know, that sounds a little suspicious. They're trying to find that guy. Holy shit, they're everywhere, you know. And this is something. I mean, obviously, when I talk about the Octa-mom, I take a chance of some fans that are like, man, I'm always behind RVD. Like, I'm always with him. But, man, this time, fuck him. You know, I take a chance that, you know, which is fine. That's I want people to know. It's fine for people to think different. But this is something, too. If any of my fans are, you know, are fucking little girls, little kids and shit, then you need to do some time. You belong in a cage. Not fucking pot smokers, not drug users that need help, that need rehab, that need fucking doctors. Don't lock them up in a cage. Lock up the people that think it's okay to pursue little kids and fuck them, and then, God forbid, maybe even kill them so they don't get told on.
You know what? That is unbelievable to me. You know, that you just brought that up, that they have nonviolent drug users serving time in jail, and then you got sex offenders out in every single area. That's just, what is that?
Officer.
I got a nephew that works in the prison system, and he says the drug dealers spend more time in prison than murderers.
Yeah, but drug dealers are one thing,
child
but drug users.
Child molesters are some of the first ones that are getting out.
People have been caught in possession or whatever, nonviolent people. Drug dealers, too, I understand what you're saying, but these are the people distributing. I'm talking about the users who have just made mistakes or bumps on the way who could have honestly used help.
No, you know what? Somebody, when we were talking about this A-Rod thing, it was actually a talk show I was listening to where they were talking about A-Rod. I was listening to Danny Bonaducci, and Danny said, they brought up Pete Rose. What about Pete Rose? He was gambling and blah, blah, blah. And he actually said, hey, if he was guilty of gambling, if he bet on his own team, then he should be in jail. No, if you're gambling, if your crime does not produce a victim, and it's not hurting somebody, then chances are you don't belong in a cage.
Exactly.
You know who belongs in a cage is that Matoff guy who robbed all the money from everybody.
Yeah, that guy did it real big, so he needs some time.
But
he ruined lives, man. He did affect people. He ruined some lives.
That's true. That's true. Stealing is definitely a crime that produces victims, for sure.
So
but I mean, this guy's sitting in a penthouse, a 7,000 square foot penthouse in Midtown Manhattan, on bail. He shouldn't be there. He should be in a 6 by 8 foot cell. All the people's pensions he stole and billion. I mean, God. I mean, how much you need?
I think that he should be working. He should be chipping away at some rocks or something like that. Yeah, I think that slave labor is a good use, I guess, of somebody like that, for sure. And let me ask you something, Officer X. Have you ever had to go after somebody that was a pedophile sex offender, and it was somebody that you knew had, totally taken like some poor little innocent victim's innocence for them, and if you had to be professional about that when you really want to just beat the shit out of them with your billy club?
It's terrible. Yeah, it's awful. I mean, it's if you ever spoke to a pedophile, they're the most bizarre people in the world because incurable in my opinion too. Because if you're a woman and you like guys, you like guys. That's it. No one's changing you. If you're a guy and you like chicks, you like chicks. If you're a pedophile and you like kids, you're going to like kids until the day you die.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. That's how I've always seen it too.
That's disturbing.
The sad, the sad truth to this is that we actually, Sonia and I actually had the unfortunate opportunity to meet somebody one time that we knew that we had no idea that this person was into that. And when I was trying to advise this person, I came up blank because that's what I came up with. I said, fuck, if you're wired that way to be turned on by that, I don't think you can ever change. Or you need counseling. You need to make sure you never act on it. You need, and besides that, I was like, fuck, I mean, it does seem like there's not an answer for it. Like, you're fucked, If you're, like you said, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. We can't help really what we're attracted to. We can choose our thoughts, but not really, our feelings.
Well, what they need is castration or death.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, if you do that, it's just, I mean, it's as abhorrent a thing as there is in the world. Hey, well, my brother was in the Army. He was in Afghanistan. He said that's part of the culture out there.
Wow. It's like nothing makes me angrier than seeing these the news and and even that fucking Kaylee Anthony bitch. That wasn't a sexual offender. Yeah, it looks like the mom killed her cute little daughter and fucking
she killed her.
Yeah, I mean, I say it looks like because fuck. I mean, yeah, it looks like she fucking killed her, and she looks guilty in every which way and crazy, from the start on every interview. I've been following that case, and when you think about that, it's so unnecessary. That girl didn't have to fucking die.
Oh, she could have given her to the grandparents, which a lot of people said. I mean, there was tons of solutions rather than killing her. It's ridiculous.
They never. Yeah, every murder is unnecessary.
She just, I don't know what. She's crazy. She should have left the daughter with her mom and just, she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it. You freaking killed the damn kid. That's, she's gonna get executed.
Yeah, you know what, though? She deserves to be hell's newest resident because that's just disgusting what she did.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it's crazy. Every time you see her, you know, she looks like she doesn't even feel guilty about it. Like
detached from the situation. It's unreal to watch. It's like it didn't happen. The parents come in there, they show all this emotion, and she's just, you know, nothing. She doesn't know why.
What do you call that? A narcissistic? Is that like a narcissistic behavior? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
That's a big thing on like Nancy Grace.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a narcissistic person has a big ego in their vein. Maybe there's another syllable in there that makes it a different word.
Yeah. It's something where she's not. I mean, the world goes all around her basically. I mean, it's always every sentence that comes out of her mouth is about her, about what she's doing. It's not about her. So in that sense, she is narcissistic.
I don't know, man. That is a crazy fucking situation that I can't understand. You know, I totally can't understand it. And fuck, you know, it's crazy. I've been watching the news, and it's just like the emotion that it inspires in me. You know, I go from like being like really angry to being sad to fucking you know, disgusted, depending on what I'm watching.
I had no idea that you watched this too. Actually, I've been keeping track of this since it happened, and it's just been a roller coaster. I've never seen anything like this. This is like the new O.J. Simpson case, you know, like
well,
of this time.
Especially in Florida. See, my parents live in Florida. In November, I went and visited my parents in Ocala, and this is huge, huge news there, you know, as was the opening of the John Travolta movie, something with a B, a one-syllable word. Somebody knows. Somebody put it in the chat room. John Travolta did it. It was a cartoon. It was called Boing or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was opening. He's from Ocala, too. So people were asking me if I was there for the premiere. I'm like, what? What premiere? I'm here to see Mom and Dad. But anyway, nobody's putting it in the chat room. What was that movie, motherfucker?
Somebody help.
Damn it. It's a cartoon. But Bounce. Ooh, I think it was called Bounce. I don't know. But anyway, this was because it happened in Florida, you know, it was like huge news. It was all over. And I just, fuck, I don't know. It's just like, it's fascinating to watch.
I have a surprise for you guys. You guys are going to love me in a minute.
Oh, Sonia's got a surprise. Are you going to announce a surprise on the air to all of us, baby? Oh, you're not? It's a private surprise?
It's a private surprise.
Oh.
No, I mean, they'll know in a minute.
Huh. Very perplexed on how to handle the situation. Ooh, I think Sabu just called and hung up. I just saw 517 and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, I just tried to text Fonzie, but it wasn't going over.
Yeah, I had that problem earlier, too. I haven't talked to Fonzie in a while, and I called him earlier to find out if he was going to be on the show or not, and had the same problem. All right, let me tune into Sonia for a second, find out what's the surprise. Oh, I got the surprise. Okay, we'll hold off on that for now, and we'll let the people smarten up to it. Good surprise, baby. Good surprise indeed. You're going to love Sonia for bringing you this surprise, which I wonder if is it this one? I don't know. All right. So I have had all these callers on hold like the whole fucking time. They're being so patient. I should take a call. Who should we put on, baby? Pick somebody. We got that one, that one, that one. Hurry. I think it's this. Oh, no. That's not.
I know, I'm waiting for that. That one. That's the one I want to take.
There it is. Okay. Good choice. We'll take this one. Hey, unmute, motherfucker. Okay.
Hey,
welcome to RVD Radio.
I've got to get used to it. I'm not quite even sure what it is.
Listeners and free thinkers that are tuned into RVD Radio right now, please welcome my guest that I'm speaking with right now, Bret the Hitman Hart. Yay!
Yay!
It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Rob.
Right on, Bret. Cool. Bret was out here in L.A. A few days ago, actually, and Sonia and I had the pleasure of hanging out with him for the day. We went to dinner that night with the rowdy one, Roddy Piper, and that was cool. I'm looking forward to the summer when you come back out, Bret.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun in the summer there.
It's going to be awesome having another friend in town for sure. So you want to give your opinions on a couple of topics that I'm talking about tonight?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
Okay, cool. First off, let's go with A-Royd. Okay, baseball player says he did roids. Everyone's ashamed. It's a dark moment in American history. What the fuck? I mean, I'm a professional athlete, and I have been for like 20 years. This isn't the first I've heard of professional athletes choosing to do steroids. What's your take on it?
Well, I think the whole thing's they're taking it out on the players, and I think that the players were all sort of geared towards that stuff anyway. I mean, they're all trying to be the best players they could, and I think there was a nod wink thing right from the start a long time ago. I think it's awful hard to come out now and start crucifying everybody, and I think what they're doing is it seems like every time anyone steps up and tries to be honest and tell the truth, they seem to crucify them right away, where it makes everyone else go, geez, I'm not going to say a word, you know.
Right, which is, similar to me being so open and being an advocate about ending marijuana prohibition. I was told from the start, hey, all the boys told me, hey, keep your mouth shut, just do your own thing, but, don't be so vocal. And I was like, fuck no, that ain't right. It's kind of like the same thing. They come forward now. You can't really say they're cheating if everybody else is doing it too, can you?
I think, I think they almost got to, it's hard, there's some people that are purists that will say, like, who are these people to take Babe Ruth's record when Babe Ruth for sure wasn't on steroids, that kind of stuff. So it does
there's people, but I think that, like,
discredit the game. But I think they should have, like, an amnesty, or they should at least just forget the whole thing, because I don't think, I think they should, it's too late now to crucify all these players for old crimes, at least I think, and take away everything they worked for. And, I don't know. It's awful hard to say who was guilty of what years ago.
Right. Rewrite history, No,
and here's the thing, too. I think that everybody has the options, to, just like Brett, I was telling Masterpiece earlier, I kind of, I likened it to driving. I said, like if you let's say you gotta leave Calgary and you gotta be to Montreal, and you're driving, you're gonna decide how fast you're gonna get there based on the speed limit. If somebody else drives faster than you and they choose to break the law of speed, but they get there safely before you, you can't hate on them just because and say, well, wait a second, they made it before me, but they sped. No, you both had the option to drive as fast as you could. You both wanted to get there as fast as you could. They just chose to go a different route. I think everybody in professional sports, probably has to make that decision and comes across, the opportunity to decide what they're going to do. If they take pride in being straight edge and doing no drugs, that's fine. If they're really proud of it, then they keep it in their heart for themselves, because someone that does choose the other isn't going to have that same pride in the other person's decision.
I think that there was a time period where steroids, like when steroids first came around, is when they used them to save all the concentration camp victims, all Holocaust victims, all that were saved by anabolic steroids.
They were invented for the World War II soldiers, right?
Yeah, I thought they were gassing up troops.
They gassed up a lot of the. I think it was just something that just started to evolve, and then the Russians really got into it, and it's evolved over the years. I don't think anyone really knew that much about it as far as pro sports and the advantages that it was. I think it's something that was sort of, it happened over a 30-year span where people, even in wrestling, were bodybuilders, and guys like Billy Graham became superstars in wrestling based on their physiques and stuff. It was like, well, there was a phase in society in the world out there, it just kind of got where it was overlooked that clearly Arnold Schwarzenegger was on steroids for years.
Right, and I don't think that America's going to be shocked if they hear about a bodybuilder that took steroids. Oh my God, he did? He took a shortcut? He's a cheater? In bodybuilding they kind of expect it, but yet we have natural competitions. I don't think anybody at the natural competitions is natural. They just know how to get around the test. Isn't that right, Masterpiece?
Yeah, typically from what I hear.
And then a few of them probably do go natural, and they pride themselves in that, but they know that they still have the same choice as everyone else, and and getting themselves up there first. And then,
yeah, but they take pride in being natural, you know,
right,
and competing and staying and living like the healthy aspect of the lifestyle rather than putting toxins and different chemicals into their bodies. So.
Right, so they should be just proud of it.
Clearly, everybody wants a pure champion. Like you know, when you look at sports for real, you want the real gold medal guy, the guy that really is the fastest and not on steroids and not on this.
You know what else? I think that everybody wants to to think of boundaries that makes themselves the best. In other words, I think that normal Americans that are at home working in the factories, you know, they used to play football in school. They want to believe that they could have played pro or whatever, and they can relate to it, you know, a certain way by setting certain guidelines. And so, yeah, well, you know, if I had went on the gas, I could have, but I chose not to. And
Joe Biden, that was his argument to the Senate, I believe. He said personally that he played ball and he could never get past the guys because they were doing, you know, extra stuff or whatever it was. I don't know specifically the argument, but it was on Bigger, Stronger, Faster, the documentary about that.
What a great! Did you see Bigger, Stronger, Faster, Brett?
No, I never did, but I can imagine.
It's a great fucking documentary movie. You should check it out. Yeah. So also we're talking about the Michael Phelps situation. This guy's like arguably the best athlete in the world with the credentials to back it up. 14 gold fucking medals. You're gonna tell me that some lady on Geraldo show knows more about physical fitness than this guy? Fuck no. She's saying, oh, you should eat a carrot, stay away from pot. The picture of a smokeless water pipe that got him in all this trouble got 8 people arrested, and Kellogg's dropped him as a sponsor. They dropped their endorsement of Michael Phelps. Nobody else has. They've all been sticking with him. What's your take on that?
I think that's crazy. I totally see it the same way you do. I think it's insane that everybody made such a big deal about this. You know, I think I saw somebody on TV talking about the chlorine that this guy's in all the time and how much more harmful that is. But no one says anything about that. It's just really backwards. It just shows how messed up the law is when it comes to marijuana.
Yeah, and not just the law, but also just the understanding of it. You know, because I can't believe that sheriff would really want to go after people and investigate, you know, who all was at that party and all that. I can't believe he'd really want to do all that if he understood it more. I mean, people just accept that it's labeled among the most dangerous drugs in our country as a Schedule I controlled substance, the most dangerous, and people just accept that. But at the same time, if you ask them, do they believe it? Nobody believes that pot is that harmful. Yet, you know, until we make a change, the DEA is busting people, and that also allows people like this asshole sheriff in South Carolina to go after and try to ruin Michael Phelps. He said he's not going to arrest Michael Phelps because Phelps didn't confess to smoking weed. He only confessed to being foolish or something like that, but not careful, something.
Well, it's really, it's insane anyway that it's still where it is with. Again, Canada. I think Canada's law. We were all full force, sort of just kind of write it off the marijuana laws in Canada. And when Canada tried to do that, they were basically blackmailed by the U.S. to either, you know, things would get real tough if they went that way, and they just suspended the whole thing and never ended up even doing it.
Yeah, because I remember there for a while, the boys were all excited, saying that if you lived in Toronto, it was okay to have marijuana, that there was no offense. And then I never got that verified. Then it just kind of like faded out. And I know they do have some dispensaries, you know, like they have here in L.A., where you can go and smoke or buy the cannabis there. I've been to one in Toronto, but. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the law is.
In Canada, it seems like the law has got better things to do than chase around small-time pot dealers.
Right.
They realize there's more paperwork and headache, and it's not worth it. It's not worth all the trouble.
Yeah, an associate of mine, a very famous man called the Prince of Pot, Mark Emery, is currently facing extradition. Is that the word? From Canada. Expedition? I don't know. They want America wants them to send him over here so they can give him like 3 or 4 life terms because he was like the largest marijuana seed vendor, and he mailed like millions of seeds, I guess, to the state. But he did it honestly and paid taxes on it as a hemp seed vendor and everything. And Canada had no problem with it. And now our guys are getting, like, I saw an interview. You should look up Prince of Pot on YouTube, and he's got like all these videos. Very, very smart. He has Cannabis Culture magazine. That's his. Very smart man, advocate. But anyway, yeah, while he's in Canada, he's safe. But if he steps foot here, he's got like 3 life terms, and they've been trying to get him sent over here, and Canada doesn't even want to. The mayor of Vancouver, I saw him in an interview, and he's like, it's hemp seeds, it's ridiculous. And then our guys like threatened, to like something about the borders they were going to tighten up or something if they didn't send them over. Real assholes over this. They want to make examples of the key players, which of course I risk a lot by talking the truth, but I find it important to educate people and remove the lies.
Well, you got to realize too, alcohol's killed more people than marijuana. I mean, once you're high, you're gonna stay at home and smoke your joint, and you're not gonna take off down to the store, or if you do, you're probably gonna walk. I mean, once you have a couple drinks, then you're gonna drive and kill somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do know what you mean. In fact, you're comparing over 450,000 deaths in America annually due from alcohol poisoning compared to 0 in the history of the planet from marijuana poisoning. Bret, how about giving us some feedback on the movie The Wrestler? We talked about that a little bit, you and I, last week, and I was going to record it for RVD TV, and I ended up, not turning the camera on and stuff. But while we got you on the phone, it's a heavy subject that a lot of people find really interesting. And if they haven't seen the movie The Wrestler yet with Mickey Rourke, most people are looking forward to seeing it. What do you want to tell them about it?
Well, I thought it was a really good movie, and the acting was really good, and it's a plausible enough story. It's a very good movie, and I thought the directing was really good, and the acting was really good. But I think it made me really sort of feel bad about the industry of wrestling, and where it made me almost a little ashamed that wrestling is like that. And I had to really think hard about it and realize that movie didn't sum up anything that was my wrestling career. And I think it really is a great deal of it is a fiction, and wrestlers don't generally, no wrestlers that I've worked with anyway, ever use like staple guns on their own chests and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things that I think made you not appreciate the real art of what wrestling really is. And wrestling to me was a lot of hard work, and it was a great athleticism, and it was a lot of charisma and all kinds of things that take to make a wrestler that can draw money in different places all over the world.
Right, yeah, and unfortunately, the scenes, with the staple gun and in that arena with 500 people, if that, unfortunately, that was all like real, like those people really do that. That guy Necro Butcher, I wrestled him in Japan for Inoki in August, and he's the guy that had the staple gun. People will ask me after seeing that movie, you ever use the staple gun? Fuck no, that's not wrestling. That's me and Sabu always called that garbage wrestling when they didn't even have to know how to wrestle, guys. They could just get out there and dump a garbage can on each other and, and say that they were having a match. What nobody understood, at least, not too many people, was that what I would do in ECW was I would add extreme elements onto a good match. They would use extreme elements to take the place of a good match, and most of the guys didn't quite get that, so they didn't understand why the audience wouldn't react to them, and there's a hell of a lot of art to it. And yeah, this didn't capitalize on that at all, the movie, and Bret and I are on the same page because we talked about it. We feel like it was a disturbing, depressing story that they chose to tell. Did you see it, Masterpiece?
Yeah, I saw it twice, and I think I'm just in agreement with you guys. It was really good, but it was depressing. I mean, watching that, it didn't cast a good light onto pro wrestling, and I think there is a side almost like somebody coming up and fulfilling their dream and, selling out, arenas all over the world and, that aspect. So That's where I stand.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think that most wrestlers have got a lot of, there's a lot of hard things that wrestlers go through, but there's also a lot of fun and a lot of good times on the road being a wrestler. And there's a lot of wrestlers I think got good memories of their days working. It's not that movie kind of made it seem like there's no happiness and the whole life is just so gray and dark, Whereas I think most of us are pretty happy with the memories that we got from wrestling.
Yeah. By the way, Piper told us to watch him on Jimmy Kimmel that night, which I did, and he was on there with Mickey Rourke on the Jimmy Kimmel show. What Piper said about it when they asked about the movie, he said like one thing that he pointed out was he said that when he comes back to the dressing room, he's never had everybody stand up and clap for him. He said that doesn't happen. We're all in competition for to be the main event the next night. I don't know if he was just trying to keep everything kayfabe or what, but personally, I have many times, in fact, I almost expect it for everyone to be standing up and clapping. And I don't know, I was going to ask you, Bret, I don't know if that's more new school, because I don't remember it happening until...
Yeah, I think it is, because, I think I had it happen with me, but only a few times, where it was usually somewhere where I really was hard-earned, like, I think...
right.
It was a really... you really gave it more than 110% sort of thing. But
that's what I would. That's why
all the time. Maybe that's something that came after my run.
Maybe so. Yeah, they used to do that in the ECW. Me and Sabu would go out there and wrestle, and in 1996, I come back, everybody was clapping, and I'd never seen that before, and I thought it was weird, and Sabu was like, oh, yeah, it's because everyone here sucks. They've never seen any matches like that. And then when I watched the TV show and stuff, I tended to agree, and Sabu and I kind of like went off into our own corner, and set ourselves aside and said, okay, we're, we know what we're doing, none of these guys do. And a lot of times that was the case, but it put on a hell of a show anyway. But yeah, I always would go out there and always bust my ass and always have the crowd screaming, and then usually have the rest of the boys clapping for me, which I wouldn't sell, because I was disciplined. I'd come through and no sell the clapping, so eventually they stopped doing it because they're like, well, fuck him. Yeah. All right. Should I ask Bret what he thinks about her?
No, let's not bring her up again.
I got to. Yeah. Hey, Bret, have you heard about the Octa-mom here in California that's got the fucking 14 kids?
Yeah, that just had 8 kids or something.
She had 6 originally, and then she had 8 more. So now she's got a family of 14. And everybody in America hates her so much. Like they feel like she's going to be eating food out of their cupboards and stuff. And I was just wondering if you had any opinion on it, because we talked about this for so long. I burned everybody out earlier. Nobody agrees with me so far.
I personally think that they're being a little hard on her. I mean, I don't know. I think it's her right to have whatever she wants. I don't know.
Thank you, tag team partner Bret Hart. I knew it.
Really
Me and Bret get along good because we vibrate at the same speed. We put out that same positive signal that says, let this lady create her own life and make her life, everything that she can. Give her every opportunity that we have. And guess what? Everybody else hates me for it, Bret. So thank you.
Well, she's got, like I said, I started making fun of her that she's got the press agent. And, hey, she got 14 kids. She might need to be doing whatever she can to feed them, and
and that should include.
Kind of wish her the best. I mean, I don't know. It's not easy. I hope things work out for her. I hope she's got some kind of a plan.
Right.
And we're gonna go do an autograph signing for her. She only lives 30 minutes away from here. So Rob is so in support of her that we're gonna try to get the media and do a signing. What do you think? For real, we're doing this.
Yeah, RVD Masterpiece and Sabu are booked so far. Brad, you're more than welcome.
All right, well, we'll keep it.
But in reality, she doesn't need our help, and she should do whatever she can to feed the kids. And if that means sell a book or somehow profit from the situation she's in because her life interests other people, I say more power to her.
Yeah,
and Bret, by the way, you're one of how many kids?
1 of 12.
Okay, 1 of 12 kids.
Yeah, but they were all. That was back in the old days.
Right. Did when Stu was raising 12 kids, did he ever get support from the government or?
Oh, never.
Right, because that seems to be a guideline for a lot of people's ire. A lot of them are aggravated at that fact, that she is using the system in a way that's taking advantage. But I say, she's able to do that. We've all taken advantage of the system one way or another. If you write a meal off on your taxes that really wasn't a business meal, whatever, we all do it. She's doing it in a way that's making her life, much more grand, So, yeah, I say good for her.
Well, whatever it is, she's going to have a tough ride, and I would just wish her all the best. I don't know why everyone's so, being so hard on her. I think please give her a shot and see what happens. Yeah, awesome. I'm with you. All right, cool, man. Well, if you got time to hang out, I'm going to take a call or two. Is that cool? Okay, go ahead. All right, cool. I'm going to go to Bret Hart. Oh, he's on the line already. I'm just joking. What's up, Billy B from Mississippi?
Not much, man.
Hey, dude, you're on RVD Radio with Rob Van Dam, Sonya Van Dam, Chris the Masterpiece, and Bret the Hitman Hart, and also Sabu's brother, John. Oh, no, I put him on mute, but he's on there.
You guys didn't hear everything I said?
No, dude, I had you on mute. I just took you off. Did you say something important?
God damn it.
I'm balancing all these calls, man. I got a whole bunch of calls. Matter of fact, I got to go to Defalco in a minute so he can explain the movie. Billy B, did you have a question or comment for the show, dude? Or you just calling in to say hey?
Well, it's kind of more of a point. That doctor didn't know that woman was going to have 8 kids when he shot her up with that stuff.
Oh, exactly right. The odds are very much against it. I agree with.
Listen. If people are still offended at the doctor because of that, then nobody should get those shots. It doesn't matter if your husband can't get you pregnant or whatever the case may be, because they don't understand the science of it.
No, there's no guarantee.
Nobody should have it.
Excellent point.
Yep, Bret Hart said excellent point, Billy B. I kind of agree. They said the odds were very much. She said like .00001, which I doubt that was accurate, but. The odds are against it, and from what I understand, you usually get 2 embryos injected anyway when you're going to do one. That's 50% right there. That would have cut her odds of 8 down to 4 anyway. But yeah, so if you're against it, then nobody should be able to use it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And I kind of think that's how the Catholic Church looks at it anyway. But I'm not an expert on that. Maybe we can get the drunk monk to call in. Officer X, and maybe tell us about that.
We can try.
Topic die.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Sonya says let's let the topic die. But anyway, thanks for calling in, Billy B. Brad, I burn everybody out on the Octa-mom because I burnt them every time they brought up an angle. I burn it. So I'm going to go to Rev Wolf from Missouri, and I bet Rev is short for something. Is it Reverend Wolf?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's up, Reverend Wolf? Are you actually a reverend?
Yeah, I'm an ordained minister.
Okay, great. So, let me ask you real quick, even though Sonya begged me to drop this subject, the in vitro fertilization, is that frowned upon by the church?
It is by the stupid ones. God gives us the capacity to do what we need to do, we're going to be doing a lot of other stuff, too. We should just, let karma happen, for crying out loud. I called about the Michael Phelps thing.
Let's talk about it.
It's stupid. I'm boycotting Kellogg's.
Are you really? Because the Marijuana Policy Project, who I'm a very strong endorser of, that's what they're asking all their members to do, is to boycott Kellogg's. And I haven't really made the official decision if I'm going to get behind that publicly and try and get everyone to do that or not. But I definitely respect your decision to do that.
Michael Phelps is arguably one of the most, he's the best athlete in the world.
Sure.
How can they say that they can't? We have a president now who says that he's smoked pot. He didn't say, but I didn't inhale. He said, no, man, I smoked pot.
Yeah, they said that you inhale. That was the point.
Right.
They crucified Clinton over that, too.
Right, it's ridiculous that it's still illegal,
especially
like when they were saying earlier about alcohol. You know, alcohol, cigarettes, for crying out loud. I'm addicted to cigarettes. Been smoking since I was 13, right?
Quit.
Now, they can poison me with this stuff, and that's okay. Tax me until I'm blue in the face, that's okay. But this stuff that grows naturally out of the ground, we can't touch it.
Who stole the fucking dope?
You know, you actually just made me realize earlier I gave a false statistic. I said that alcohol kills over 450,000 Americans a year. That's actually tobacco. Alcohol is over 150,000 Americans a year. Tobacco, over 450,000 Americans a year. Marijuana, zero.
Ever.
Zero overdoses ever. You cannot die from marijuana poisoning. 1 in 2 cigarette smokers is going to die prematurely. That doesn't scare you enough off to make the decision to just quit smoking?
No.
Yeah, and I'm trying really hard. I am a complete monster when I don't have them, and I should just put them down and not touch them anymore because they've already wrecked my health.
It's a very conscious decision, I think. Now, I've never been addicted to anything. I've taken a lot of substances. I've never had a problem ever to just not take something if I make that decision not to. And I can only understand that everybody should be able to do that too. We have a friend who said that she wanted to quit cigarettes so bad, she tried everything. Finally, she got pregnant, and she made the decision to quit smoking, and she just dropped them. She didn't smoke. 9 months later, she had the baby, and then she went back to smoking them again.
I'll put it to you this way. This is RVD, right?
Yes, sir.
By the way, I'm a big fan. My buddy here, James, that's in here listening, we are huge fans.
Appreciate that. Also on the phone with me, I got SVD, I got Chris Masters, I got Bret the Hitman Hart.
Big fans of you guys too, man. big fans.
You trying to get my attention, Bret?
You guys did.
I'm gonna have to cut out.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it, and look forward to talking to you soon.
All right, you take care, man.
Okay, I'll give you a call. Thanks, Bret.
Okay, bye.
You guys been wrestling for, like you, RVD, you've been wrestling how many years now?
Almost 20. It was 1989 that I went to a wrestling school called, well, it didn't have a name, it was the Sheiks, and I actually had a few matches before that. I just wasn't really trained yet.
Right. Well,
Long time.
Imagine all right, you've been doing that for 20 years. That's something that it's your life. It's
Sure.
been part of your life forever. And one day you just get up and you don't do it anymore.
I did. As a matter of fact, after the ECW pay-per-view, June 2006, I left, or 2007, I'm sorry, I didn't care if I ever had a match again, and I was totally, I was fine with that. I didn't miss it at all. When I ended up going back, it was not until March. When I say back, I just mean into the ring. The only reason I went to Portugal was because it was the kind of money that was foolish to turn down, and plus Sonia and I got to go business class flight over to Portugal and have an awesome vacation. So that became my standard that I still have today. Otherwise, as far as your example goes, I can imagine if you want to quit, then you'll quit. I believe if you don't quit, it's just because you don't want to.
Now, see, that's weird because I really do want to. I'll tell you what. You guys are going to be doing this a while, right? I'll call in every once in a while and say, hey, man, I'm doing this.
Okay, give us an update.
Give me a little motivation, man.
Give us an update, but I got to tell you, if you keep calling saying you can't do it, I'm going to start, I don't know, I'm going to start losing respect for integrity.
Okay, man. Hey,
your integrity, dude, it's all in your mind. You know what I mean?
Let me talk to this guy.
We got 2 cities here in Missouri that passed the decriminalization for a medical marijuana act. We got Columbia passed it, and this little town outside of Joplin just passed it. So. Okay, Officer X, you want to talk to him real quick? Because I got to go on to Dave Defalco.
Yeah, man, if you want to quit the smoking, you just got to do it. Say you own it and make it part of your life. The only reason you still do it is you don't want it bad enough.
Totally agree.
Well said. Now let's go on to
I know you guys are right. So.
Yeah. So don't talk about it. Just do it and shut the fuck up.
All right, man. If you do quit, it will be because you made the conscious decision, because you decided, you know what, I do want to quit more than I don't want to quit, because you got that inner struggle or whatever. And now,
if you're saying you want to try to quit, don't even bother, because it means you don't want it. If you want to do it, Own it. Write it down. Do it now. Get it done.
Cool. Right on. I agree. Thanks for the call, Wolf.
I appreciate the advice.
All right.
Now do it, Wolf. Quit fucking around.
There you go. That's the officer telling you what to do. All right. Now I'm going to go to this next caller, Mr. David Defalco, writer, director, and producer. Wrong Side of Town, RVD's action movie. Currently, it is on delay. It's been postponed until April. Dave Defalco, you want to give the total official explanation of what's going on here?
Yes, RVD, I'd be happy to. As
Wait,
you know, you know,
piece in the studio. Say hi to Chris Masters.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. What's up, Triple D?
Also SVD.
SVD, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Just remodeling my house after Sabu's stay last New Year's Eve.
That's a good idea.
We'll have to get Sabu on, and you guys can debate that on the air. I'm not taking that.
I would love that. I heard John, tell Sabu to call in and debate the story of Dave's bathroom as soon as
you already told me about it.
That'll be an X-ray.
I think he wants to remodel Dave.
Whoa, what happened in the bathroom? What the hell?
You don't want to know, believe me.
Oh, boy, I don't know, man. I might have to call you.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it, but...
All right, so why is Rob Van Dam in L.A. instead of Louisiana?
We just had some scheduling issues and, you know, a couple other matters that are common in the movie-making process that actually caused it to be postponed, but it'll definitely... principal photography will definitely be starting right around April 11th and shooting till the end of the month. So, you know, this
that will be right after I get back from this upcoming trip to France for the AWR. You're on that, right?
Yeah.
When are you leaving, dude? You were trying to tell me you leave before me.
Second week.
That's when I leave too.
Really?
Yep.
Well, maybe you come back home before me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, Master Peace ain't going to make it, but I think we're going to be okay without him. All right, so that gives me a few more weeks at home, so we'll probably be doing this RVD radio thing for a couple of weeks, and then plans are to do 4 movies in 2009 still, right?
Yeah, we've got the funding, absolutely. We got the funding at 100% in place for 4 of them. Lionsgate's going to be rolling them out domestically. And, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. We got an awesome producer, the producer of The Grudge and The Boogeyman and the Harold and Kumar movies. Of course, I'm referring to Karsten Lorenz. And we've got some other, you know, excellent names that are going to be in the supporting roles, including some, you know, big, well-known actors that were in movies like Benjamin Button's Ocean 11. So putting together a really awesome cast to support RVD. So I'm excited about it, man. You know?
I appreciate the support.
Well, got to make a good movie, you know. So.
Hey, so Dave, what do you think of the Octa-mom?
Oh, no.
No, Chris.
Come on, it's one of our topics today.
What do I think of what?
The Octa-mom.
I'm going to put Chris in the master lock.
Oh, wait, Sonya's going to put he ran. Master Peace ran for Sonya. She was going to put him in the master lock. You know the Octa-mom, this lady that has, she just had like the octuplets and she already had 6 kids. Yeah. Do you have any opinion on do you have any opinion on her?
Well, I mean, you know, seeing that I've never even had one kid because I can barely take care of myself, I mean, you know, it's a lot of work.
That's right, Daddy. That's right, Daddy.
Obviously, but I mean, do you give a shit? I mean, just because, like, I don't want kids, but this lady does. She wants a lot of them, so I'm not hating her. Do you?
No,
do you hate her?
At all. No, if she thinks she can provide for them and that's what she wants, I mean, no, why would you?
Right. Well, that's the thing is people don't consider her providing for them. You know, while she's getting if she's getting money from the government or whatever, they don't think she's feeding them, but she is. She's just doing it that way, you know, with help from the government, using.
Said was bullshit.
Yeah. Where is that sound clip? Hey, where is that?
My theory with kids, though, if you want to hear it, like, because I actually do love kids, and it would be awesome to have one, but knowing what I was like when I was a kid and knowing how other kids are, like, I wouldn't want to do it unless I could provide 200% for the kid and really, you know, allow it to have an awesome life as opposed to, like, you know, having a miserable life because your parents have no money or, you know, you can't get what you need to get, you know.
Right, well, that's how you would do it, and I mean, I wouldn't do it the way that she did it either, but I mean, it's kind of like her, you know, her life. That's the way I see it. You know, just if she's using government money, people feel personally. I went through all the billions of dollars that we spend on immigrants and stuff, and people feel like they got to put in more hours to feed Octa-mom's kids. It's crazy.
That's you know, I guess a legitimate argument, you know, like if she can't afford it and she's doing it, it's like, you know, that brings up that argument.
Well, then it's irresponsible, but I mean, America wants to hang her, like they fucking hate it.
I want to stop talking about
Yeah, but I got another good one. How about this? And this is despicable. And I'm talking about Aroid. I mean, Dave, what do you think about that? That's just terrible that he was using that substance, wasn't it?
Oh, horrendous, you know. I wouldn't think of using such a thing.
The guy's a role model, for Christ's sake.
Well,
at least it wasn't that evil marijuana like fucking Michael Phelps was using.
God, yeah.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just definitely a fan of Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
Dude, that was an awesome movie. Everybody needs
phenomenal, and I think that exposed a lot of the real truth about, you know, steroids. And it's amazing, like, how misconceptions there are. Everything from, you know, guys still believing it makes your dick shrink to, you know, all this other BS about it. I mean, it's the amount of misconceptions about steroids is unbelievable.
It's actually a lot like marijuana in that case, you know, as far as like it being demonized and outcast and mostly based on lies.
With no basis in reality. Or
they're both medicine too. A lot of another similarity.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And I think that movie was phenomenal in really exposing the truth about, you know, or at least substantiating the facts behind all the.
Yeah, it's not really pro-roids. Bigger, Stronger, Faster, Side Effect of Being an American, made by Chris Bell. Great documentary. Everybody should see it. It's very...
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really extensive. It really covers, like, every story you've ever heard about roids, and it opens it up and explains everything in great detail. On the line with me, I got a big fan of yours, David Defalco, Dr. Shawn Stasiak.
Shawn the Man Stasiak.
What up, Dr.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Sean, this is Chris Masters. I just wanted to check on your posterior left deltoid. How is it?
Just holding water, Chris. Still holding water.
Shit.
Dude, yeah, you need to just put, I told you, just stick your shoulder in the sauna. Just your shoulder. Open the door to the sauna and just put your shoulder in there and just hang out there and lay on the floor.
Hey, where's the G-Man?
Hey, I've been typing up an email to an agent actually in Dallas here, for an acting agent, and I'm just listening to you guys go off about this, what is this mom that looks like, who does she look like? This some celebrity?
Angelina?
Yeah. What's the big deal about that? Who cares a crap about A-Rod? Oh, that's so bad. And Michael Phelps, wow, that's shit. Man, that just totally ruined my image of him. So, I don't know, I'm with you guys.
Right. I mean, I think, you know, I wish he would be pro-advocate, which he's not going to, you know, obviously, and I don't blame him. But people need to take a look at the fact that very successful professional athletes, world champions, you know, they know more about physical fitness than anybody, and they often use cannabis. I made that point on the Geraldo show, and last night I saw Bill Maher on Larry King. It was last night or the night before, and he made that point too, and I was glad, you know, because I thought that was just my original perspective, but he said almost the exact same thing. He said, why don't we take a look at the fact, you know, that here's the world's best athlete, and, you know, how about the fact that you can smoke pot and be an Olympic champion? I mean, that's the truth of it.
Hey, let me ask you this. You think if they caught Michael Phelps eating like a Big Mac from McDonald's, he would have lost his sponsors? The reason why I say that is what about obesity in this country? That kills more people than anything.
Well, anything kills more people than marijuana because you can overdose on water, and somebody proved that a couple years ago, but yet we have no case of anybody overdosing or suffering from fatal marijuana poisoning. Despite that fact, the DEA fights it off as a Schedule I controlled substance, making it the most dangerous thing you can consume. Bullshit.
To be on pharmaceuticals, damn it.
Yes, pharmaceuticals mean big money.
Rob, I told you when I watched you on Geraldo that I thought you just said...
Look at fucking Geraldo. By the way, when I was on there, all I could think of was Andrew Dice Clay, because I used to be a big fan of his back in the day. And I could only think of him saying, where do you get the balls to keep me up all night with a hot on, and you got nothing to show me? Talking about Geraldo when he opened up Al Capone's tomb. Remember that shit? Anybody? Just me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob, I think you should have your own your own Screw City talk show, man. I told you that from the beginning. You're very knowledgeable about it. You're very adamant about it, and you need to set the record straight. I think more.
I don't want to talk to these cops. I think you have to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And when you get a TV channel, I'm going to come on and do just that.
I'll have you on.
Fucking Geraldo.
Hey, by the way, all the RVD Blog Talk Radio fans, you know that RVD won the People's Choice Award this year. Just edging the Ask Dr. Sean show out.
That's right, Daddy.
And I'd like to say that Brian Keenan. Oh, I'm sorry. Why do I keep saying Brian? I mean,
RVD, motherfucker!
Hey, that guy cusses too much. He offends me. Welcome back to the air. I'll bring you the Dr. Sean show back in a couple weeks. Thought I'd mention that.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Keep us posted. Let us know when you're going to do that, man.
Yeah, well, hey, hello, Chris, hello, Dr. X, Mr. X, Officer X, whatever he calls himself. Hey, maybe he's X-rated. Hey, does Officer X watch porn, you think?
Sean, can we ask you a nutritional question since you're on?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, L-glutamine. I was telling Rob about L-glutamine. Is that not important or what?
L-glutamine is the most abundant amino acid in skeletal muscle, Chris, and you know what? I used to take it all the time. I think it's a great muscle repair for breaking down the tissue when you lift weights, as you know, and it helps you recover. But for some reason, it always made my heart race a little bit, and I just cut it out of my. I don't add extra glutamine. Whatever's in the protein shakes, like the muscle milk and stuff, that's how I get it. I don't really take anything anymore, man. Just my coconut oil and my broccoli, Chris. That's it.
Yeah. Mr. Natural, Dr. Sean.
Maybe he doesn't.
You know what's funny, guys? Seriously, when I'm working out now, because I've lost all that extra water except for my post-rear delt on my left side. I'm glad you pointed that out, Chris, by the way. I guess you can see me on my webcam. Is that how you
can hear it? We can hear it in your voice, too. Even Steven from New Mexico can hear it.
Where's the G-Man?
Hey, man. Well, but I like this natural kick. I really do. I think I'm at the muscle maturity kick at almost 39 years old, and I think I look better. I think my physique looks, maybe I don't look as jacked as I was and as heavy and big as I look, but I think I look better than ever, and it's a healthy way to go, man. I'm very happy with where I'm at. Very comfortable.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Dr. Sean. Steven from New Mexico, we don't want to talk about Sean's shoulder anymore, but we got about 2 minutes. What do you have to add to the RVD radio show?
I just wanted to call. I'm a big fan of yours. I just wanted to say what's up. I didn't even know you guys were on this shit till I'm just fucking on the internet all night. But I do want to say I've been a fan.
RVD, motherfucker!
Rob, I've been a fan since I was a kid, man. A little kid, man. My dad used to take me to all the original ECW events. Just been a fan forever.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
All monkeys.
You know, I've had you guys in my prayers, you know, your wife and all that, and, you know, hope she's doing all right, and hope to see you soon, because this ECW is just not doing it for me anymore. I only watch it because Dreamer's on there, but, you know, I don't want to get into all that, but...
Right, you know, I hear you. I hear you, man.
I would definitely tune in. I got my own radio show going here, too, but, you know, I definitely...
Go ahead and plug it. Go ahead and plug it real quick, and then I got to go.
It's 49th Mark Radio, hip-hop, all kinds of topics, Tuesdays and Saturday nights, 11 Eastern.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks for the call, Steven. Dr. Sean, you got anything to plug real quick?
RVD, motherfucker!
All right, cool. All right, Triple D, thanks for calling in, man. we'll see you in April.
Very good, RVD.
Yeah, all right. And then I got Sabu's brother John, who called with 14 kids. Officer X, who hates that, but that's the way it is, man.
Well, thanks for having me on, Rob. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man, cool. Thanks, guys, and thank you, Dr. Shawn and to Bret Hart and to
RVD, motherfucker!
Chris and who else called, man? We had so many people calling in and shit, and Sabu's brother and shit. I guess,
You better save the best for last.
I will, baby. Let me go to my song. Where's it at? RVD track. No, because I say, say bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, Mr. Pay-Per-View, former television champion, ECW, high-flying, charismatic, energetic. Here we go, he's Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show. RVD, all the fans are on their feet. Someone setting up a chair, somersault through the air, flying deep into the crowd. Everybody screaming loud, holy shit, hit him with a spinning kick. Van Daminator, bam, harder than a battle ramp, leaving like a luchador. RVD is something more, knowledge of the martial arts, and a bit of repertoire. Bad skills, top notch, really fun to watch. Yeah, 5-star frog splash, no one's getting up from that. Pin his shoulders to the bat, lights out in a bed. Rob Van Dam.
So now comes the super disruptor of Earth. It is Rob Van Dam, and he's madder than curses. Holy triple body slam, Rob Van Dam, flying up off the roof and falling onto a man. His opponent is super strong and aggressive. It is Rob Van Dam, and he's very competitive. Stronger than a moose, bigger than a truck. He's a technical champion with muscles that are cut. Pulverize, rip him to shreds. Go swinging off the rope, put a boot on his head. Do a clothesline move in a big pile driver. Stick a lot of gum in his hair, like MacGyver. Pick up the opponent and throw him on the mat. Make sure you got him flat on his back. Now Rob Van Dam pins him down, and the cheers are loud enough to make an elephant ground.